Hi, Amanda. Yes, your brain actually don't need carbs at all. Your brain is perfectly capable of running on ketones. In fact, it has been proven in a study that people who suffer from Alzheimer's loses the capacity to run their brain on glucose. So if you get people on a ketogenic diet, the brain starts to actually run on ketones, and it's perfectly capable to do so. In fact, there are many studies that prove that as well. If you go to my blog, carnivoreway.blogspot.com, you'll see that Dr. Paul Mason talks about that. Is video 60 to 68 on my blog, carnivoreway.blogspot.com. The thing that will destroy your brain is a high carbohydrate diet. It does not matter if it's bad carbs or good carbs. If it's too much carbs, will absolutely cause you to become insulin resistant, and that together with unsaturated seed oils will cause you to develop type 2 diabetes, and the sugar that will absolutely damage your brain. Dementia is a risk. Alzheimer's is a risk. So if brain health is important to you, the carnivore diet is something to consider, because we get rid of insulin resistance. In fact, my doctors say that Alzheimer's is type 3 diabetes. Another thing that often is left out is the high uric acid levels that comes from being insulin resistant. So the kidneys retain too much uric acid because of your body being in insulin resistance. Insulin resistance upregulates uric acid retention, and you have a 44% risk of dementia, vascular dementia, because of the arteries becoming not elastic, and basically get damaged. So, yeah, the carnivore diet is something to consider. But to answer your question or your commentary, yes, your brain can absolutely run on ketones. It's perfectly happy to run on ketones. My body produces glucose when I need it by the process of gluconeogenesis. So if I need glucose, my body will produce it by the. One specific study points out that if you have Alzheimer's, your brain loses the capacity of 55% to run on glucose. So I'm on the carnivore diet. I don't consume any carbohydrates, and my body produces glucose whenever I need it from protein. It's called the gluconeogenesis process in the liver. So whenever I need glucose, my body can produce glucose. But as I said, your brain is capable of running on ketones as well. And it's able to run very well. In fact, it runs better on ketones. I'm almost 4 years on the carnivore diet, and I don't consume any carbohydrates at all. So my brain runs on ketones. Many people confirmed the fact that their concentration is better, their sleep patterns are better, their stress levels are lower, their depression levels are lower, because of the fact that their brain works better because of the ketones that it runs on. So your brain, in fact, can run on ketones. There's another interesting fact that children that suffer from epilepsy is often put on a ketogenic diet, or a ketogenic diet and it reduces the epilepsy. So your brain absolutely runs better on ketones. And if you also consider the fact that 30% of your cholesterol of your body is in your brain understands fats and cholesterol and all the mechanisms so much better. Ketones, in my opinion, is so much better for your brain than glucose.